Hello, 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 hello. Hi, this is Cassandra and welcome to my channel. I got to get my microphone on and put my clip in. Forgive me, you all. How are you doing today? What you hooking on? If you're new here, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. I just finished this. It's a purse. Here, look, octagon bag, hexagon bag. I don't know why I was octagon, but anyway, I came on here today because the other day, what was that? 2 days ago, I made a video and I was talking about some things that I had made, and I was gonna show you what I had made. Really, what I'm trying to do is establish the ground for me to make more tutorials. A lot of these things that I made a long time ago, and I've seen videos with similar items on here, but I just want to be me on my channel. I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I'm not trying to beat anybody. I'm just doing me. I see a few people who might have a little problem with that. Like, who you trying to be? What you trying to do? I'm trying to be me. I'm trying to do me. Okay, so anyway, it's a mess, but I'm gonna show you some things. Okay. And I'm gonna tell you some stories. Yeah. My mother passed in 2015, and she loved the color green. Yeah. She loved the color green. So I went to Joann's and I found some Karen yarn. Yeah, Karen yarn, and this colorway of pistachio. And I made this poncho in memory of her because she loved green. And at the time, this was the only green that I saw that they had in a, I want to say ombre or striping kind of yarn. So this poncho was made from the beautiful shell stitch. You can see that. And I made a turtleneck maybe I should just put it on. I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it on. I know it's gonna look funny because I got a hoodie on, but I'm gonna put it on. Let me show it to you. All right. Yeah. And I made the turtleneck. Okay, yeah. But one thing I did once I finished it, I realized that all my points were even. The side points were supposed to have been shorter than the front points, but my points were even because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just thinking about my mom, and I'm like, she like green. I'm gonna make this one in honor of her. And so yeah, it kind of reminded me of a winged bird. Yeah, okay, yeah. It kind of reminded me of a winged bird. I guess yeah. And then what I did to make sure that my turtleneck was different from everybody else's, I put some shells around that. Okay, so that's one thing. I may do a tutorial on it, and I may not, because I got the idea from, I want to say Majorville or Marjaville. Majoval. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce her name because they pronounce it different ways when they have the voiceovers and stuff like that. But that's where I got this apple from. For that. Then I had some extra yellow, too much yellow, so I made a little shawlette. It goes around the shoulders. Now, the original one I saw on YouTube, because I just got excited about this one. She had the Solomon's knot for her edging. And I couldn't get that Solomon's knot right to save my life. I got So I tried and I tried. I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to do what I can do it. So I made chains. It's just something. I had a little yellow dress. It had little straps, little skinny straps. And I wore this to church one day. And I got a lot of reviews on it. A lot of people, oh, that's so pretty, why don't you, oh, can you make me one? And I didn't know what to charge for it. So I was like, yeah, I'll make you one. I started on it, and the person that asked me to make it for them passed on. And I didn't get a chance to give it to her, so I took it down. She wanted it in white because she was on the mother's board at my church. So she wanted it white, and she was like, just make it white. And I also did not know that the kind of yarn that I was using was a little bit too thick. But it really didn't matter because the lady was just happy with the idea that I was going to make it for her. This yarn this is Red Heart also yarn. So then I made that. And another shawl that I made was this one here. I've forgotten the name of this stitch. I'm going to have to look it up. I don't know if you can see it. Is it upside down? Yeah, I got it upside down. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's upside down. Okay, so, so yeah, I made it. I don't know what this stitch is. This was a pretty blue. And I just like this little light blue color and the little diamond pattern that went through it. It was double crochets, chains, and single crochets. And it was just so pretty to me. I was like, I'm just going to make one. If I make another one of these, it will not be in Red Heart yarn. Do not worry about it. Okay. Red Heart yarn was all I knew at one point. Now, since I've been on YouTube, looking at YouTube, I've found many other yarns that work beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shawls. And so I'm trying to get into those yarns so that I can start making more shawls, because sometimes if I make shawls, it's a lot of women on the mother's board, and you know that the stewards, they want shawls. So they go, oh, can you make me a pretty shawl? Yeah, I can make you a shawl. I'll make it for. But I have to use the right yarn, like a 3-way to 2-way, you know, something like that. Okay, so this is a poncho. I don't know if you can see the color. Yeah, I made this poncho with Red Heart yarn, like I always do. I used the main color was cornmeal. It reminded me of my mother's hot water cornbread. It would always be a kind of a light yellow-ish brown. So I used the cornmeal, and then I used burgundy, carrot, coffee, and gold. Now this gold was not Red Heart. This gold was impeccable. But I switched them up and then put them together. Put this on so you can see what it looked like. I took a picture of it. I think I got it in my community post because I was so proud of it after I finished because I love the granny square. And the granny square was just calling to me for this piece. So that's it. The cornbread poncho. Okay. Hot water cornbread poncho. Yeah, that's that. I didn't put any fringes on it because I ran out of the cornmeal color. Anyway, I kind of like it like this without the fringes. Let me know what you think. You think I should have put fringes on it? I still could. I'll probably make another one, and I am going to make another one because I'm going to do a tutorial on it while I'm in my fields. Yeah. The cornbread poncho, hot water cornbread poncho. Okay, so got rid of that. I was watching, I don't remember what her name is. I think it was Aaron B. I think it was Aaron. I might be wrong. But anyway, she made a granny square vest. And I had just learned how to do the African violet granny square. African violet flower granny squares. I had learned how to do them. And I got so excited making them. I was like, well, I'm going to use my scrap yarn and make them. My mother's favorite color was green, as I said before. And my brother's favorite color was blue. So I put the blue and the green together on a Aaron background. Red heart again, yes. And I made this vest. I think I spoke on this vest in one of my other videos, and I was talking about how ugly I thought it was after I made it. I was crazy about it when I first finished it, but then I tried it on and I was like, this thing ugly. But you know, everything that you make is not going to turn out beautiful. You know, sometimes you're going to have those projects that you're going to get into and you're going to be into it for the long haul for the most part. And then when you finish it, you might look at it and be like, what did I do this for? I wore it to a picnic. Need I say more? Anyway, yeah. So I like the granny squares a lot, and I enjoyed making the African violet flower granny squares. They was cool. So then this is another shawl. I learned how to do the corner to corner shawl. The corner to corner stitch, and I made a shawl with it. This is one of my totes. This is out of one of my totes. So, once again, this was, what was this? Lemon yellow. This was lemon yellow. And I know now I didn't have enough to finish so this is like a whip. I put the fringes on it and then it'll be finished up. Or take these fringes off and just leave it like it is. Because this was pretty, it came out pretty. I'll be doing videos on that. How to do the corner to corner. I did show at one point how to do corner to corner. Or I was doing corner to corner, but I deleted that video because when I'm in creative mode, a lot of times I throw out my yarn and scrap pieces of projects that I've done on the floor. So I can get a feel of what I want to do next. And somebody went in on me so hard about my house being junky and they don't know me like that. So I was like, you know what? Maybe it wasn't such a good idea that I posted that video. But my house is clean. My house is always clean. I like to decorate. So, yeah. So I'm always wiping stuff down and cleaning it up and stuff like that. I do that. I live alone, so yeah, that's what I do. Well, anyway, next, I made the granny square top. I made quite a few of these because I had a bunch of yarn that I didn't know what to do with. So I just made granny squares and sewed them together, and then put the single crochets around the arms and around the neck and the waist, and that was my top. Yes, I'm a big girl. I'm a big girl. So all my tops and ponchos and stuff are big because I am. Yes, I made about 6 of them. This one I used that favorite stripe on this one, and I put it with the gold backing, and then I did that. I will be showing how to make these. I know it's smoke and mirrors because there's a lot of people on here that have done these, but I haven't done them on my channel, so guess what I'm gonna do? Okay, that's 2. Then I used the spring green and it was a pooling yarn. I can't remember exactly what the name of this pooling yarn is, but you see it's got a few zigzags here and some crisscrosses there, a couple of heels. But anyway, yeah, I made that one like that. And I noticed that all of my tops that I made was basically the same thing. So I had to wear these in the summer. What I do is I put a turtleneck on, and I will put my arms through here. I know y'all look like that's just a big square. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If I had on a tank top, I would put it on, but I'm not gonna put it on with this hoodie because I won't be able to get it off. So then I wanted something rainbowish, but not rainbow. So I took some of the other yarns that I had and I made another. This one I added sleeves to, not sleeves, but like to make it look like a t-shirt. So the sleeves were short, and I used a scalloped edge for that, and I put the scalloped edge at the bottom, and the same colorway is on both sides. This was also made with Red Heart yarn. I think I got a couple of loops and threads in here too. Loops and threads, classic yarns in here also. I'll be doing that. This was my very first bucket hat. I forgot who I was watching when I did this. I'm sorry, I wish I could remember, but I was watching and I made the hat, and then when I put it on, it was way too big for my head. This thing, I can wear it like a umbrella, fisherman hat. The sides, yeah, it had a lot of crinkly wrinkles, ruffles in it, and I was like, ugh, but I didn't want to take it down. I'm like, this is my first one. I'm gonna use this to make sure that the next time I make one, it won't be this big. Get rid of that. Okay. This was another hat that I had done. It is front post, back post stitch. You can fold it up. I think I got this idea from Bag of Day Crochet, but I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, I will be doing a video on that come fall. I'm not going to do this in the summertime. It don't make sense to do it in the summertime. So fall, I'll be doing a video on this. Yeah. Now, I might show how to change color in it, and then again, I may not, because I do like to change colors, as y'all can see, with all this extra stuff. So, then I was watching, Lord, I'm sorry. I was watching a lady, she was doing this shawl. Her shawl was different colors, pinks, but she used a ombre or a striping kind of yarn. And I only had my red heart that I love so much. So I decided to make this. It is also in some type of shell stitch, but I don't remember exactly what it is. It kind of reminded me of the virus shawl, only the middle part here is much smaller. The virus shawl is much bigger. So, I knocked my cord off on the floor. And this thing was huge. But I was happy to have finished that. I also did the skulls shawl and the pineapple shawl, and I completed it. But I had it in the bag that had all of those tied up yarns I was telling you about. I should have checked the bag, because what I realized was I threw away 3 shawls and 2 ponchos that I had done. And I did all of that work and I don't have anything to show for it. It don't feel good, you know, it's heartbreaking. This poncho here, I was making for my grandbaby. It's done with the crunch stitch. It's olive green. I want to say latte, but it's not latte. I think it was, yeah, latte. And then beige or buff, Aaron, and this, it's a print from Red Heart. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, I striped them nice, and it opens on the side here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it opens on the side. What I was going to do was make a border for the bottom also. I think I got distracted by something that was going on, and I put this down and I didn't pick it back up, so I didn't finish it. Plus the fact this thing was entirely too big. My baby was itty bitty, wee itty bitty. I couldn't. If I'd have put this on her, it'd have swallowed the whole. Then I decided I was going to use my scrap yarn and make a little throw rug. So that's what I did with that. There's a whole bunch of different color yarns. I think there's 2 together, 3 together, and I used the size I-9 hook for this. It made the stitches real tight together, close together. And so I could throw them on the floor by my sink and wash dishes, and I'll be comfortable, because this is kind of squishy. Yeah, it feels squishy. Even though it was red heart yarn, and it was a little rough. You know, red heart yarn is a little rough. I loved making hats or tams. When my mother was living, she always wanted me to make her a tam. So I was like, well, Mom, I'm going to make a whole bunch of them for you in all different colors. And she was like, I don't want all them colors, girl. Just make me something green or make me some burgundy with some green in it. And I'm like, okay. So I found a yarn that would work with what she wanted. And I made it for her and I gave it to her. These tam hats. I made a tam hat on one of my videos. This is just a basic tam. Double crochet. And front post, back post. Double crochet. They fit. They like slouchy hats. Slouchy. Anyway. I made them for my mama. But my mother went on to be with the Lord, the way we said. So I ended up having to keep those. And I had more than that. I had a really big stack of them. And some people came and they saw them. I had them sitting on the table. And what are them? That's hats. Let me see one. I showed her one. That woman bought about 20 of them. And I was like, oh, thank you so much. I was so happy. I cried. Anyway, this is a bag, a little crossbody bag. I made it to go with a poncho that I had made with these in it. I'll probably find that later on. I don't have it with me now, but it was made with red heart yarn and impeccable yarn. But the impeccable yarn was a little bit softer than the red heart, but I just like the colors, the yellow, the gold, and the green. It was so pretty to me. And that was that. Another bag that I made was this one here, the African Violet Flower tote. It's supposed to be a tote. I made this for the lady who takes me to church. She said, put a lining in it. I was supposed to put the lining in it, and I never got around to it. I put this tote in the bag, I put this bag in the tote with everything else that I had, and I never got back to it. She didn't even ask me about it, so to me, I don't even think she wanted it. But however, yeah, I'll be doing a tutorial on this as well. I used Karen cream. Karen I think it's 1 pound. Karen 1 pound in cream. And then I used the pumpkin and the tangerine in red heart. And I used the carrot in red heart and clay in loops and threads to make this. Then I made this crossbody bag for Halloween. And I say crossbody, you're supposed to put your arms in here and here. It was for Halloween, so you put your arm here and you had a bag. It was kind of like a backpack. I don't know if I'm even doing this right. It was supposed to be like a backpack. I could put my trick-or-treats in there. But I didn't go trick-or-treating that year. So I just kept it. Somebody might like it. The orange and the green and the black. I don't know what I was thinking. Don't even think about it. Okay, so I was watching Jada and Stitches one day, and she had made a hooded scarf. Hooded scarf. She made it with, I think, the Scarfy yarn, but I didn't have Scarfy yarn, so I got as close to it as I could with my red heart, and I put it on. Shut up, stomach. Yeah, like that. And I made some fingerless gloves to go with it. She did this in the V-stitch. So I did this one in the V-stitch. And I made the fingerless gloves. She was good at making them fingerless gloves, child. I admired her a lot for the fingerless gloves. Because I had seen them in the stores, but I was like, who the heck gonna wear that? And when she made a pair, I was like, me? I'm gonna wear it. So I had made those to go along with this scarf. Oh, wait a minute. Let me turn it around so you can see what it look like in the back. It's raining outside today and it's real dreary. I wanted to go yarn shopping, but I'm like a cat. I don't like rain. I got asthma, and somehow or another it causes me to sneeze and wheeze and all of that, so I try to stay away from going out in the rain. So I was watching Jada Stitches and her idea for that, and I was like, she had also taught how to do the primrose stitches. She made this hat. Well, I don't know if I got the hat around. It's probably one of the other totes. But anyway, I went and did another hooded scarf using the primrose stitch. And I used carrot colored yarn from Red Heart. And this orange and yellow and pink, it was a Smart Value. It was a Smart Value yarn. I don't think they make Smart Value anymore. I got it. It was from Michael's. It was in Michael's, and I got it from there. And this was so cute. I was like, well, I like that. Those colors together, they look really nice. And I had a lot of this color as well. Sometimes when you got a lot of one color or a few colors, you start making stuff just to get rid of the extra colors. Shut up, stomach. You're embarrassing me. Anyway, I also made some fingerless gloves for that as well. But I ran out of the carrot color because I made this hat. This is the swirl hat. Oh, God, who made this hat first? It was, I want to say a lady of Spanish descent, I think it was, that made this hat. And I wanted to make it like her, so I did. And I used the same colors as in the scarf over there. And I was like, I can make some gloves to go with it too. But I ran out of the carrot color. Now, I got some carrot color now. So I'll probably finish these later and I'll do a tutorial on that. These gloves is done in the primrose stitch like the scarf. And this is swirl. Okay. So that's that part. Now, oh shoot, wait a minute, I got my wallet still. Excuse me, you all. I know I should probably pause, but I'm not going to pause. All of this is going to be in my video because I've gotten a little used to making videos now. At first, I was only a beginner, so I just keep going like the Energizer Bunny. All right. Ooh. So Jaden Stitches also had just taught how to make the V-stitch, and I showed you guys how to make the V-stitch, and I was like, oh, I can make something out of this. So I made a duster vest. I think I said something about it in one of Can you see the V stitches? Yeah. Now this thing is extremely long. I might be able to sit this on the floor so you can see it. Hold on. I guess it's a good spot. See, it's long. It's my boho dust vest. I'm put it on. I put shells around the top and the front of the vest and at the bottom. I put tassels. Let me see if I can turn this light on. I don't know if it's gonna look. Not really see. Yeah. Okay. So this is what this looks like. Yeah. Boho dust vest. And to close it, I had put a chain of, I think it was like 150 or something like that. And I tied it together, and then I put some beads, because I do hair. I put beads on it. And at the bottom. But now that I have, it's gotten older, the beads are sticking together, so I'll probably take those off. But yeah, that was that. This is the first one I made. It's 3 panels to it. I hope I ain't making a lot of noise. But it's 3 panels to it, a back panel and 2 front panels. I didn't measure it to exact size. I measured it for my big behind. Okay? I'm sorry. I used, what is this? This is also Karen, I think it's Karen 1 pound yarn. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Karen 1 pound yarn. And I used the turquoise from Red Heart for the darker color because it matched that mix up. Then I did a second one, and this one was also done with Karen yarn. It's in the rosewood color. Now I was supposed to have got the, I think it's plum wine or plum, I think it's plum wine. I was supposed to get that from Karen Simply Soft to do the border with, but I ran out of finance at the time. And I had all of this light pink, which looked like it matched the pink that was in there. I just noticed that this yarn pooled. Y'all see them designs in there? I didn't even notice that. This is pretty. I like this. But anyway, and this is the back. And I made it exactly the same way. I fitted it to my own body. And when you make it, you can fit it to your own body. It's a multiple of 10 stitches. I'm sorry, 10 chains. A multiple of 10 chains plus 2. 10 chains plus 2. So I did 60 in the back. And I think I used a J hook. Was it J? It's either J hook or I hook I used. But anyway, it's 60 chains in the back. And it's 30 chains in the front for each side. To match the 60 in the back. Now, I'm going to do a video tutorial on it, but I'll probably do it in a smaller scale because I really don't want to do this whole thing over again. And I'll show you how to do the decreasing for the V-neck line and the underarms when I do the video on tutorial on that. Okay. What was I saying? Okay, yeah. 60 in the back, 30 in the front. But this is for a extra large size or a large size. If you want it medium size, you do 50 stitches. If you want it, 50 chains. If you want it small, you do 40 chains. Extra small, 30 chains. Now my daughter is extra small, but when I made it, I was like, I think I want to give it a little room, so I made it bigger for her. So I used 40, 40 chains in the back, and 25 on each front. Then after I made this, I had to make another one because purple is my favorite color, y'all. I love me some purple. So I made a purple one. Then a lady saw mine in the store, and she was like, oh, that's so beautiful. Can you make me one? Because I told her I had made it myself. She said, well, can you make me one? I said, yeah, I can make it. She said, okay, well then, if you're going to make it for me, will you please make it in blue? A ice blue, like a really light blue. So I had to find what I thought an ice blue was. It was lighter than this blue, like because this is supposed to be baby blue or light blue. It was like a sky blue, like really, really light. So I had to go through Lion Brand. They had a really light blue, and I used that to make her one. Then there's my chocolate covered cherry granny square cardigan. The only thing I hate about this cardigan is that the holes. My fingernails always get stuck in the holes. So I had to ball my fist up, pull my thumb in, put it on. But anyway, this is the chocolate covered cherry cardigan. Granny square cardigan. And I will be doing a video on this as well. So, now I've done all that. That's it for this video. Oh, no, it ain't. I got one more. I almost forgot about it. I'm sitting here looking at it like it's going. Okay. I learned how to do the sunburst granny square. And so I decided to make a sunburst granny square cardigan. I should say coat because this thing is heavy as heck. I used two strands of yarn for the black. Yeah, this thing is heavy. And it's got a lot of colors in it. A lot of colors. I used all the colors that I had, but my main color was black, and all the circles have, I'm gonna pull you up here. All the circles have that pooling yarn. I forgot the name of it. I can't think of it for to save my life. I just know it was a pooling yarn. It has pink, spring green, a light blue, like a carrot orange, and a light orange color in it. And I just kind of branched off of that and just put it with every color that I had. And that's what I came up with. Okay. Yeah. It came down to my knees because I like long cardigans. I love long cardigans. Cover up the butt. That's what I be trying to do. Because even when you're old, you're walking around in Chicago, the men try to get at you when you got a big butt. Okay. If there's any kids that's watching, I'm sorry. I have to be a grown-up, an adult, and say what comes to my mind to say. I'm trying not to cuss, so I'm using the term butt. Okay. But anyway, I hope there's no kids watching because I'm going to make this video not for children. But you never know because children can sneak and get on stuff, be watching stuff I've had some kids come get their hair braided. And I'm sitting there braiding their hair, and they watching Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B, and they singing right along with it. And I'm like, whoa, do your mama know you watching this? Do your mama, she let you? My mama don't care. She listens to this type of music to her. Child. You don't need to know about your body parts like that. I don't like that. Could you cut that off? My mama, look, you ain't in your mama's house right now. You're in my house, so let's not argue about it, okay? Obey your elders. Respect your elders. That's another thing. There's a lot of children who don't respect their elders. They're young and they feel like they ain't gonna never get old, and so they can talk about us old people because we got gray hair and we're a little slow and all of this type of stuff. You better watch it because you're gonna get old one day. And God forbid you get old and slow like we are now. And somebody say something to you the same way that you said something about us old folk. So watch it. Anyway, I'm going to lay that alone. That ain't got nothing to do with crochet. I just want to be the old lady I am and just say stuff. Anyway. Yeah. So, that's my video for today. I've showed a multitude of things that I'm going to do to make on my channel. And I sincerely hope that those who are watching me enjoy, like, share, and subscribe. Stay crafty, stay creative, stay hooked up. I love you.